I was fortunate enough to be invited to the Banks headquarters in Azusa, California, where Gale Banks was hosting a friends and family event. They had trucks, Jeeps, race cars, and activities to keep everyone entertained. But I think the biggest thrill was being able to talk shop with Gale himself. All right, so here we are inside Banks Power at the Banks Summer 2023 Open House. And we're just gonna wander around, find some people, find some great products, and maybe even find the man himself. What do you say? Let's go find Gale. Look, it's Gale Banks, the one and only.
Yeah.
So you're throwing this 2023 summer shindig here at the Banks campus.
Yes.
Last year you just celebrated 60 years in business?
65.
65 years in business.
1958 to 2023.
So how long have you been at this facility?
Since 83. So do the math. 40 years, huh?
So where are we standing right now?
We're in North Engineering. This is kind of the electronics area, but a lot of hot test happens up here. Chassis dyno is outside. There are 2 engine dynos to our back here, and we have 3 more engine dynos in Banks Tech where we build the military engines. As we develop electronics, we want a live test. The street is not always friendly.
Conducive?
Yeah. Or the weather's not conducive, or the wind is, and it screws up your readings, so we duplicate the street on the chassis dyno, and it's repeatable there. And you can control the weather conditions. There's no windage aspect to it. The dyno adds in that drag, and it does it the same every time. The normal aero on a still day that you might have. So I'm real happy, that it's a double absorber Mustang that we've been running. You can run a soft Bonneville car on it. You can run up to 200 miles an hour.
Well, and you have had it calibrated versus OE dynos that are other places in the country, so you know exactly how reliable and accurate it is.
Now, it was kind of a Ford thing. Ford got a little war, a horsepower war. They're still in a horsepower war with Cummins and DMAX, and came out with a soft tune-up. This is years ago. You may remember this. And then DMAX came out with their power number and beat them. But Ford had one, a hole card. And so they come out with a more aggressive tune. Somebody, a journalist, I can't remember his name, it's years ago, came out here, and he was working with Fords. We ran the original tune. He took the truck to the dealership, came back, we ran the hot rod tune, so to speak, and our numbers were within 2 horsepower of Ford. So I went, you know what? We're looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Our engine dyno is a similar deal. We did a comparison with Cummins.
Well, and behind you right now, you have all these engines that have Banks products. We've been talking to people all day. You've got employees that are here. You've got former employees that are here. You've got friends, fans of the brand, people coming up and saying hi.
Yeah.
What is today all about, and what does it mean to you after 65 years of business?
Well, I tell you what, this is where everybody gets to rock their stuff that works here. This is what I do, show the family.
Yeah.
We like to do stuff like this. We do Food Truck Friday once a month, where everybody assembles and we talk it out and have chow and what have you. But we like to do things that involve the people that work here. And it's just part of saying, we value you being here.
Yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't have gotten this far without all the great people that have collaborated and worked with you over the years. And it's amazing to see some of the old faces. I mean, there's people here with you well over 30 years.
You know what? You can have a facility. We have a pretty nice facility. We have pretty nice equipment. But unless you have people that can come in and design the stuff on the computer, fab the stuff in the fab shop, machine the stuff in the machine shop, bend the tubing, do all the stuff.
And you're doing all that right here in Azusa, California.
Yeah, and I'm trying to keep everything in the United States. Yeah. Some of the stuff we're doing in the Midwest. So we supply a lot of engines currently to Oshkosh Truck for the Joint Light Tactical Vehicle program. We've done about 22,000 Banks DMAX engines. And we just won the second contract against CAT. So that'll be till 24 to 2034, 10 years worth of engines. And we had to kind of do battle with Cadillac, caterpillars,
Right.
sales engineers. So I put my sales hat on, went back and did a contrast for the Army.
Pretty nice when the guy who has his name on the building is the same guy
Shows
coming
up.
to, yeah, right?
Yeah, but I enjoy showing up.
Yeah, I know you do.
Well, I'm 80 years old. What the hell am I doing here? Why am I not kicked back in the Bahamas or something? Well, I can't drink that much. Let's start there. I can't spend all day boozing it. Hit one and I'm done for the day. But this stuff, if you keep learning, you don't get old.
Right.
And I get to hang with people exactly like you.
Yeah.
So, it's just how it is. I love this, doing this.
What does it mean to you, as long as you've been around,
Yeah.
see the company grow, the diversity of product? You started with a very different product than what you offer today because the industry and technology has evolved and you've evolved with it.
Exactly.
But to see all these people who showed up because they're fans of what you did, they've got products on their vehicle that has your name on it.
Yeah.
And your name means something in the industry. I think that can't be understated.
I think the history of what we've done, I had all my heroes when I started out, 1958. Two of them are still out there, Alex Exidius and Ed Iskandarian.
Both over 100.
Both over 100. I went to Iski's 102nd birthday, 10 days ago? And he's lucid and with it. Good God. He's the first guy to ever sponsor me, Cam and Kit. And I've watched the industry change. We didn't touch diesel till 1978, so 20 years in.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have touched diesel at that point, except GM gave me these pre-production 6.2 diesel engines and said, can you make a marine engine out of one of these? Put some turbos? And they sent us a couple of pre-production pickups with the engines as well to support a Pontiac Firebird thing I was doing with Pontiac. And we soon learned they were gutless. And when we tried to put a couple of turbos and make them competitive as a hot boat motor, they didn't take the joke.
Yeah.
But we found a point where they were really serviceable, and the turbo versus no turbo, less smoke and better fuel economy and lower exhaust temperatures, everything gets positive.
You beat the industry with the first turbocharged diesel pickup truck in a dealership.
Yes, we beat and we did. We did a lot of work with John Rock when he was running GMC. And one of the programs, other than the Cyclone, 2 years at Bonneville running that program, the engine plant at Moraine, Ohio, which was and is a great group of people, probably the highest quality engine plant in the corporation, is the DMAX plant today. Same people. They were down to 17% capacity because in '83, Ford came with the 6.9 International Harvester engine. And everybody gravitated towards that. And pretty soon, after a few years of bringing out the same sheet metal with the same engine, the press wasn't paying any attention to them, GM. So we used to have the International Truck Show in Anaheim. I get a call from Rock. He says, hey, I'm going to be out for the truck show. How about we have breakfast? I want to pitch a couple of things to you. So we had breakfast, and he told me, hey, I either close down this engine plant or find another diesel source, which there aren't any because he'd sniffed out the deal with Chrysler Corporation and Cummins.
Yeah.
And he said the only logical thing is do something with the present product that'll attract the press. And he says, you've been turbocharging these things since '82, since the first truck came out. We know, and we don't feel you in our warranty expense. That was a huge compliment. I knew then I did it right, And I said, okay, what do you propose? He says, well, if you will warrant your turbo system and your instrumentation, exhaust and all that, we'll warrant the truck and we'll sell them out of our dealerships, of which they had 2,500. So 1 year before the Dodge Cummins came out, the Banks Turbo 6.2 was out there. So that was insane. We only did it with GMC. The sales were fantastic. We set up working with some of the Rinke family in the Detroit area, an install facility run by the Rinkes in Almont, Michigan, and an impound yard. So they built the trucks and the Suburbans in Flint Flint Assembly. They sent them horizontally across the map to us. The Rinkies put our stuff on, and I said, you got to inspect the whole truck. If anything's wrong with that truck when it goes to the dealer, they'll blame the turbo.
Yeah.
It could be the windshield wipers, and they'll blame the freaking turbo. Power door locks, whatever. Yeah. Oh, it's a turbo. People didn't understand it. So what really was beneficial was we got a lot of press.
We'd have a hard time getting along without our Chevy Suburban. It's roomy, efficient, and comfortable. Plus, its diesel engine delivers the fuel economy that we need on our long highway hauls. Its only drawback is that its diesel isn't as quick as a gasoline engine. There is, however, a solution. An aftermarket system is now available that can turn a diesel Suburban into the biggest hot rod in the neighborhood. You can buy the turbo system over the counter at any of 600 Gale Banks dealers. And if you're considering a new Suburban, the conversion is a factory option available at 2,500 GMC truck dealers.
And that went all the way through GM introducing the 6.5. And the early 6.5s weren't turboed either. And ultimately they were. And then Motor Trend magazine, I'd never seen trucks in Motor Trend up to that point, did a test of the Dodge Cummins, the 6.5, I think the Ford was in there, and ours. And we outperformed, I think we outperformed all of them. We didn't have the best fuel economy, but it's like, yeah, what the hell? It was close.
So you own multiple patents. You started a cottage industry of diesel performance to see where it's gone today. I mean, all that came out of, basically taking a lump of an engine from an OE and making it worth something.
Yes. Yeah, and you talk about the patents. That's 40 years ago, 41 years ago. Patents I did then have run their course. Yeah. I don't have them. But I keep doing new ones. That's the other thing that keeps me young, is I continue to
You've gotten several in just the last year.
Yeah. In electronics, and I'm coming back into the oil system. I'm doing I have a patent on a new way to control oil in the crankcase. Instead of impact, profile scrapers, all that jive, I do it passive. Drops aeration, drops oil temp, picks up a little horsepower, which is the horsepower that was being used to slam the oil into stuff. Now I'm doing a second generation. The patent hasn't run out, but I can't turn it off.
Well, I think it keeps you young. It's great to see the company. A lot of companies get to a point and they rest on their laurels.
Yeah.
You have absolutely continued to innovate, so congratulations on the success of the company over the years.
I want to make something absolutely clear. To the extent I can, I get the younger guys involved in the patent process, because when I finally don't show up anymore, they need
another 20 years probably.
They need to carry the frickin' flag. I hope I can do 20. Yeah. I don't think it'll be a physical thing. I think it'll be a mental thing.
I don't know. You're pretty sharp. I know a lot of 40-year-olds that aren't as sharp as you are.
Well, thanks.
Including myself.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, we really appreciate your time. We're going to go check out the rest of the show. Thanks for inviting us in and sharing a little bit about the history of the company and your passion for the automotive industry.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks again to Banks staff and family for throwing a great party and letting me steal some time with Gale. Be sure to like and subscribe.